So we are here with 2/3 of Suzie True. So did you both?
We tried.
We tried. Did you both want to introduce yourselves and what you do in the band? All that kind of stuff.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I'm Lexi. I sing and play bass.
Hi, I'm G. I play guitar and sometimes I sing. Sometimes.
All right, that's cool. And we're missing Sarah, who plays drums. So that's cool.
Probably asleep.
See this later, like whatever.
We'll put like
Props our life. I know.
So the band, from what I read, the band started out as a solo project from you, Lexi, and it was like a bedroom solo project. So were you, like when I think of that, I think of Kathleen Hanna and how like she did the bedroom record Julie Ruin. So it's like, were you inspired by that in some way, or like was it just like your own kind of?
I feel like I was really inspired. I actually didn't know that about Julie Ruin. That's really cool. I was in a band playing drums, and I also wrote some songs for the band, and it was more of a punk project, and I was really wanting to explore like a more pop sound, and I was really inspired by like other like solo pop acts that I knew of, like Colleen Green and like Lisa Prank, just like people that were just kind of doing it by themselves and figuring it out. So I kind of was trying to do something like that with like a drum machine, and it wasn't until that's when I was living in San Luis Obispo, and it wasn't until I moved to LA like maybe 8 months later that I was like, I think I want this to be a band rather than a solo project, because it's just more fulfilling for me to work with other people and instead of just doing it alone, which I guess is cool. I think like for maybe a different personality type, but for me, I like want the teamwork and I want to like work with other people.
I think I would be the same. Like, I don't want to like do everything alone. Like, I would,
Yeah.
Like I would not want to do this alone. Like, I'm glad I have Raven, our other girl Beth. She's not feeling well today, so
yeah.
But yeah, I would not want to do it alone. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I feel like it's easier, like more fun with friends or people you can like.
Yeah, and you get more ideas, and you're able to bounce things off of each other too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like for me, it's like if I have an idea, it's like G and Sarah always make it better. Like it's true. Like two heads are better than one. 3 heads are better than one. Like it just is. If you can find people that like you work with really well and that you mesh creatively, it's like so much more. Like what you end up making is so much more like blows your expectations out of proportion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're always bouncing ideas off of each other. Like, what do you think of this? Or like,
for
is
sure.
this dumb? Or like, or like individually, like each brings something to the table, and then it kind of like comes together. It's like really cool, like cohesive unit.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's cool. And then you both have like other things going on too. Like Lexi, you interview bands and artists, and then you're in Punk Crush. So you have like separate things, and then also come together. So what's that like? So how does that like work out?
Yeah, like how do you balance working on different projects?
Yeah. Well, we're in quarantine, so that helps. I don't know. I just like to have. I'm the kind of person that needs to have different buckets for different projects. Like, it's cool when people have everything under one name, but I don't know. My brain just can't wrap itself around that. So I like to have different projects that I do with different people that fulfill different parts of my creative needs, I guess. So yeah, Lexi and Suzie True is definitely like one type of my guitar playing, and then Punk Crush will be a different aspect of my guitar playing and or songwriting. But I just like to be a creative person in general, and this scratches like all of the itches.
How do you like designate like when you're making music or writing or anything? How do you know like, okay, this is going to be for like Suzie True, or like how this is going to be for Punk Crush? Like,
I feel like I've definitely played enough in both projects, and I know both projects extremely well at this point to where you can just feel it. You're like playing something and you're like, okay, this feels like this would be Suzie True, or something for Suzie True, or this would be something for Punk Crush. You can just kind of like have that distinct feeling inside. And then for Suzie, Lexi's the main songwriter, which really helps. So she'll bring something to the table, and I know kind of what she wants, / I have my own guitar influences and musical influences. So I'll just bounce off the ideas off of her physically and in real time, which really helps.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great collaborating music writing wise, because it's like, well, one, it's fun, and then two, it's like you get to make all these crazy new sounds that you never thought you would come up with, That's super dope.
Do you think like being in quarantine, like you've been like more creative, or like has it like stifled your creativity in a way, or like?
I think. What do you think, Lexi?
You can go first. You go first.
I think luckily, no. I feel that my creativity actually thrives under pressure. Or I'm that type of creative person where I'm like, if I'm feeling really stressed out or depressed or anxious, that kind of comes up as an outlet for me to express myself, which is really nice and lucky for me. I know that a lot of my friends have had the opposite effect where they just don't want to do anything. I haven't run into that yet, but quarantine's definitely given me time to try new things, which has been really cool and I guess lucky.
I feel the same. I pre-quarantine, I was trying to write our second album and trying to write songs for it, and I was working so much, and between working, like I was working so much and then like having practice and just trying to like do all the life things, and I felt like I never had time, or I feel like I was squeezing in trying to write in like stressful moments, and I'm like the opposite of G, where I don't think I work good under pressure. Maybe sometimes, but not generally. And so then I got like laid off at the beginning of quarantine, and I was like, okay, so this is what I wanted. Like I wanted time to write, so I'm gonna like fucking go hard, like, and just write. And yeah, so I just kind of like, it was like my partner was working and I was laid off, so I was just like home alone all day, which is great because I don't like writing when other people are around. And so I could just like write all day, which is like really, I'm super thankful for having the chance to do that. And then I also got a guitar, and I'm trying to learn guitar too. So I think like I'm very thankful, like obviously really like it's been stressful for sure, but I'm really thankful also to have the time to be able to like take my time to be creative, because that's how I work best creatively.
Nice.
I was gonna say I don't like other people around when I'm like trying to be creative either.
Yeah, no, I'm like as soon as like I have to wait till he leaves so I could like start trying to like
It's so personal, right? You're just there like, ah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay.
I saw it was like on your Instagram. It said you were writing songs about The Bachelor.
Yeah. Yeah, I also just like I'm trying to do like I like weird like I like to give myself a prompt sometimes to write a song. I was also trying to write, I had this idea at the beginning of quarantine which I didn't follow through with, but like, you know, those books, Sweet Valley High, those like 80s teen.
Oh yeah.
Is it 80s, 90s like teen novels? Like a few years ago, my friend had a bunch of those books, and I was looking at the titles, and they were just like really funny titles. Like, they all sounded like dramatic song names, or like weird, like it was like Forbidden Love. One was like Two Boy Weekend, like which is weird shit. And I was like,
time out. Sweet Valley High.
Yeah, they're like teen novels. And
I guess they're like the precursor for like teen adult romance, I guess.
Yeah, and they all have like bizarre covers. And I was like, there's like 180 of them, and I was like, I'm gonna write a song for every Sweet Valley High book cover or like book title.
There's our next 5 albums done.
Perfect.
I did a few, but I was like, I can't do this anymore. But yeah, I also like been watching The Bachelor, so.
I'm gonna look up all the Sweet Valley High titles.
I know you're gonna order a bunch now. Watch.
It's
like, oh, this is a really good one.
Oh, I know. Just text us. Just be like, oh yeah, I'm done. That's amazing.
So besides like your music, like kind of side other projects, like what are you all like doing while in quarantine or during the pandemic, kind of activities or hobbies?
Well, I don't know. I was baking like crazy, but then I was like, I'm over this. Talking to our resident baker. No, I still love it. I just ran out of, or not. It's ironic. So I work full time right now. So it was like kind of cutting into my full time job. And I was just like, all right, cool. So I don't know, just been chilling, I guess. Writing new music. Lexi and I have been working on on our next 2 albums, basically.
Wow.
She legit was like, here's 20 songs. And I was like, okay. All right. But yeah, it's exciting. I love writing, so it's been really fun.
Yeah, we've been working on writing our next album, possibly 2 albums, which is like making me so happy just to like work on new stuff. And yeah, besides that, I started working again, or I got laid off and then I got a new job. So I started working again, and I also have been baking and trying to learn guitar, which is hard.
I know, right?
I'm trying to learn banjo too. I don't know, too many strings. I play bass. Yeah.
Oh my god. Like a limited number of strings. You're like, I'm.
Yeah, like
String capacity done.
4 is great.
So which one have you found to be harder, the banjo or the guitar?
Guitar, well, banjo to me, I don't know why, like, I feel like there's a distinct style, like, when you, like, there's, like, patterns and, like, distinct thing, like, maybe it feels more like, here's how you play the banjo. Guitar is, like, there's infinite ways to play guitar, and then there's, like, chords, and then there's, like, I don't know, and I think it's maybe because, like, G plays guitar, and I see, like, G is, like, so fucking good at guitar that I'm like, how did she do that? Where I'm trying
Surprise! I have no idea what I'm doing either.
like, I'm trying to learn, and I'm like, how do you go from this to that? Or, like, I think knowing a lot of people that, it's honestly, banjo is just as hard as guitar, and my brain is probably just like, I don't know as many people that play banjo that play guitar. So, like, guitar seems more difficult because I know so many people that play it that are so fucking good at it that I'm like, I don't even, like, it's very hard for me to, like, make chords, and then, like, I don't know. It's really fun. It's fun to like mess around without having like grand expectations for myself because I don't. Like I'm just trying to have fun with it, but it's hard.
I agree.
When I was trying to like learn guitar, I've since put it down because it's just like I'm like finger go over there.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Do you still have your mini guitar?
I have a mini, yeah. Like
Yeah, she bought a mini guitar because her hands are soft.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Don't give up.
You know, learning an instrument's hard. Especially when like you watch someone who makes it look so easy, you're like, oh yeah, I can do it. And then you start and you're like, no.
Literally the night I bought my guitar, I texted G and I was like, how do you do it? I don't, like, you're crazy.
Rude. Just kidding. Okay, sometimes I will say I do still feel like sometimes it's a learning thing. Or I feel like when I write, I learn, you know? But sometimes I definitely feel like my hands are just pieces of meat. So there is that. Not alone.
But how long, like Lexi, how long have you been playing bass? And G, how long have you been playing guitar?
I've been off and on with bass. Like in high school, I messed around with it a little bit. But like really only seriously started playing bass probably like 5 years ago.
Yeah, kind of the same thing for guitar. I've had one since high school, but I've been really playing in bands, I guess, for about 3-4 years. So pretty recently. Yeah.
Nice. That's encouraging.
We make time.
I know. I don't know. I've been trying to play the drums for like a year and I'm still at the same point I was last year, so
Join a band. Like ASAP.
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh. People have to watch me now.
Definitely when I started Suzie True, I went from playing drum, like I played drums most of my life and I played it through like school, like jazz band and marching band and stuff. So I felt like very comfortable. And then when I started picking up bass, I was like, I don't know what is going, like it felt so foreign to me. And then I really didn't start getting serious about it till I started Suzie True. And like the first show that I ever played as Suzie True, I realized I had never played bass standing up. Like I had only ever played practicing sitting down. And I was like, I don't know how to play an instrument and stand up at the same time. Like I felt really, like my legs felt really shaky. And like, I was like, I can't, like I had to stand with my legs really far apart because I felt like I was going to like fall down from holding it. Like, I don't know. It was weird.
It's certainly different standing up and like sitting down.
On a chair.
Sure.
Yeah.
On a stool.
I know.
The first time I started playing with Suzie True, Lexi would always power pose this tripod thing.
It's it's like hard. Like I was like singing and playing. I'm like, I don't know how to like balance.
For sure, though.
I have to like have like a wide.
You're like trying to like sit the bass like as you're playing, like as low as you can go.
Yeah, it's like I get
God.
like I feel like I can't, like I feel like I'm gonna fall or something. I don't know. It's weird.
That's funny. I'm gonna have to like go look up like older shows.
She's the one where like after watching her, like I would just like kind of stay still and not really do anything. And then after watching G perform, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do what she does. Like
it's really funny because I have the opposite thing. I mean, I didn't learn standing up, but which sounds really weird out of context. But anyways, I like can't. Right? I can't stand still while playing, even if I'm sitting down, which was, I don't know. So I just had to like just be moving around or whatever. And I feel like I remember one of my first vivid memories of Suzie True is like I tried out, or I like played for the first time with the girls. And like after I just heard them be like, she's dancing. Oh my God. And I was like, okay, this will be
Yeah, and then Sarah, our drummer, was like, just do what she does. Just do what she does. She looks great when she plays guitar.
Yeah, but I guess we are here now, so.
So how did you come up with the name Suzie True? Like,
Yeah, there's a song by a band called The Oblivions called Bad Man. And and in the song he says, I'm a bad man, but I'm too good for you, Suzie True. And I was listening to it and I was like, like, I don't know, it sounded so cute, like the word Suzie True. And I was like, also, like, in context, I was like, I'm a bad man, but I'm too good for you. Like, who is she? Who is Suzie True? Like, what's her deal? What's her story?
Oh.
mysterious woman that.
Yeah.
We're into mysterious women, if you couldn't tell by Carmen.
Yes. Exactly. Wow, that's weird how it like links up like that.
Yeah, it felt, and I like it has a ring to it, and I like the connotation with like Suzie Q or Suzie Sue. Like, I don't know, it could go like a million different ways.
And you're like, none of us are named Suzie, so like
everyone calls all of us Suzie.
Okay,
all the time.
Straight up. Okay. No, true though. Like, this one photographer I've known for literally 3 years still comes up to me and is just like, what's up, Suzie? And I'm like,
Oh my God.
you're not my friend. Now we're friends, but like, how?
Oh my God.
No idea.
they're like, hey, which one of you is Suzie?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they always say. Which one of you is Suzie?
None of us, but I know.
Always an older man too. Every time. Every time.
Always an older man. They're so bothered to learn names. It's okay.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's not easy. Damn it! Like, darn. But yeah.
So yeah, you have a record coming out in less than a week now.
Mm-hmm.
Saddest Girl.
Yeah. Finally. So excited.
I was like, I have the cassette, but I don't have the cassette player. So I'm just gonna have to wait to like listen to it. But it's cute and it's pink and like that's fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. So what was like the whole like process of that, like writing, recording, all that kind of stuff?
Me and G are both like,
It was a long one. A
long process. We started in November 2018, right?
Shit.
Yeah, October or November, I think.
Yeah.
We officially started tracking at Lexi's old house. Old
Yeah.
house.
We recorded like all the drums and like some bass at a studio in LA called Stone's Throw. And that was like step one. And then then we did some at my house. My ex that I lived with was an audio engineer. And then I recorded some vocals at my house, and then that kind of bled into like 2019. And then it was like a whole fucking thing where like I broke up with my ex and he had all our recordings on his computer. And then he's like, yeah, you broke up with me. I'm not giving these to you. And I was like, I broke up with you because you fucking suck and I need you to give those to me. And he like wouldn't. Like he was just like, I'm not. It took a few months for me to get them back. It was like it sucked. But yeah, but it ended up getting them back. But when he gave them back, it was essentially like a file, like a giant file of like all the like guitar takes, drum takes, like vocal takes, everything, like no title, just in one big file, everything all mixed up with no titles or labels. especially for drums, because it's like you have one mic that's doing the kick, one mic that's like, you have a million different mics on the drum set or whatever. So anyway, G is the one. G and our friend Virginia, who helped us record some of it too, were the ones that like went through and like organized it, which I'm like eternally, I'm like so bad at computers and anything like that, and they just like did it. And then some of it was missing and we needed to record some of it, re-record some of it. So G is, I don't know, G is just my hero. She was just like, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking record it, we don't need to go to anyone else, like we'll figure it out. So yeah, we ended up recording more at like our old practice space, and then like the next house I lived at, and just like G's house, just like everywhere. And yeah, and then we like got it mixed and mastered and everything, and our friend Alex mixed it, who is like amazing and like made it sound like so good. And then we were supposed to put it out in April of this year, and then the pandemic obviously happened, and we were like, let's like push it back. And then it was supposed to come out in August on the label that we were putting stuff out on, which is called Buzz Records. And then we like divested from them or whatever, thankfully, because they got called out for being shitty to artists, which thankfully we never had to really deal with any of that. But it is like really unfortunate that artists on that label had to deal with that shit. It's like really fucked up, and I'm thankful we were able to like cut ties and get out of it. And then Get Better Records came along and
swooped us up,
brought us into their wing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it feels like it's been such a long time coming for it. But it all worked out like in the best way possible, because we like love Get Better Records and they're amazing, and so I'm just super happy to put it out with them.
This is the tale.
Yeah, sorry, that was like a very drawn out,
very short. I know.
I mean, it's like 3 years in the making, so it's like I expect a long kind of story. Like, did Get Better Records, did they like seek you out, or did you like, were you looking for another label and like like come across them?
I had been a fan. I've been a fan of them for a really long time, and my old band had put something on a Get Better Records compilation, so we were like following each other, and I've always loved them. And then when I posted about how we're like divesting from our old label, and like I was like, we're trying to find another way to put this out, if not we'll just put it out ourselves, whatever, like we're gonna do it. And then they messaged me saying like, I'm sorry you had to deal with that shit, like if there's anything we could do. And I was like, I can send you our album if you want to put it out. And then they listened to it and they're like, yeah, put it out. So yeah.
That's great. It's like perfect. Like, can we do anything for you? And you're like, actually, I have this record. It's like already, it's already done. Like, if you could just put this out for us, that's great. Do you like? Do each of you have any like standout tracks like on the record that like, I don't necessarily like mean more to you, but like kind of in a way? What do you think?
I love all of it. We have some funny songs that I will say. That's all I'm gonna say. But I love Bailey, because that's the first Suzie True song I heard. The way that I got into the band, Lexi basically sent me an album and her EP, and she was like, here you go. And I was like, I guess I'm in the band now. But it was sorted alphabetically, so my car would always play Bailey first, and that was the first song I heard a guitar part to, so that was like really cool. So that's special to me. I love Bailey, and I love a song called Not Fair that we have, mostly because we wrote that song in like a day. She showed us the song, and then she was like, let's do it. So we wrote it, and then we were like, we should just play it the next show. And then we played it at the next show, and it was fine. And that was the song.
I'm trying to think. It's hard for me to like, I don't know. It's hard for me to think of which one is my favorite. I really like I like this song IDKU. It's kind of just like, when I wrote it, I was like, I was like, the song is so dumb. I don't know if I want it to be on this album. And then G and Sarah were like, we're like, no, like, let's do it. We can make it good. And then they just like, the parts they both wrote for it, I was like, okay, I like it now. Like, I really like it. Because I went from like hating it to loving it. And I like that one a lot. Because it's very like, the feeling of the recording just feels really like lighthearted and fun to me. I like that song, and I like the last song on the album. It's called Lucky. I feel like I pushed myself out of my comfort zone on that one. So I like it.
That's cool. I like that. I know like I said, I have yet to listen to it, but could I find myself a cassette player before the 27th?
Oh no! Well, you have 6 days.
She like texted us with the picture. She's like, "You guys, I got it, but I don't know how to play it because I don't have a cassette player."
Just 2020 things. I love it.
I'm like, somebody has to have one around here.
That's amazing.
Had a bunch in the 90s. Where'd they all go?
They all just mysteriously disappeared.
All my Spice Girl stuff. It's like so
Yes.
Hell yeah. Spice Girl on tape?
disappeared somewhere. So yeah, that's really exciting. I know, I'm excited for you guys to like have this, because it's like your first like full length album, right? Because Nothing to You was like an EP, so it's like,
Yeah, which felt like I was wanting, like, obviously want to get the album out, but wanting to get the album out more because G wasn't on Nothing to You. Like, that was pre-G. And so I feel like it sounds so different than what we sound like now. And so I'm like, I want people to hear, like, what we actually sound like and not just listen to these, like, old-ass songs with, like, my ex played guitar on them. And I'm like, no, I don't want like, I like them and I'm really proud of them. But I was like, that's just, like, old. That's, like, the, like, prelogue, or what is it called in a book?
oh, prologue?
Prologue. Yeah.
The prelogue.
That works too, though. Because it's like pre-G, so like,
Yeah.
it works
PG.
out.
Pre-G.
Prologue. The Suzie True. I was like, I want people to like know what we actually fucking sound like. So I'm like so happy to get it out.
Like, this is the real Suzie True. Like, that was
Exactly.
that was something else.
For sure.
So you've put out 2 music videos for this record so far, Bailey and Carmen.
Yeah, we put out before the stuff happened with our old label, we put out the single Toothache with a video. And then we're going to like put out that video again because we took it off their YouTube, or they took it off their YouTube. But we're gonna put it out again on Get Better Records YouTube on Tuesday, or coming up in a few days. But yeah, we put out 2 so far, kind of 3, but
I was like, yeah. I love that line in Toothache. It's like, you can call me trash because I want you to take me out. And I'm like, that like totally stuck. I was like, wait, what'd she say? It's like, that's clever.
One of my best friends when I was in college would text me that when he wanted to go out, he'd be like, call me trash because I want you to take me out tonight. I go,
So
all right.
fun. I love that.
Let's stole it from them.
So romantic. Great.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Bailey, like I read that you it's about the importance of platonic love as opposed to romantic love.
Yeah. I wrote it about my close friend Bailey, who I am in love with her, but I in a platonic, it's platonic. It's not romantic, but just like our society places so much importance on romantic love. Like our society, especially for women, is always you need to put so much importance on finding a partner and having romantic love, when I think platonic relationships and platonic love is equally as important. And especially the platonic love between friendships, especially with two women, or non-binary people, is it's really important and it's really fulfilling. And yeah, so I wrote that song about her and how she inspires me to make sure I have a well-rounded platonic love for my friends.
Yeah, I definitely say being a woman, we definitely experience that all of the time. Oh, when are you gonna settle down and find a husband and have children and blah blah blah? And I was I'm just hanging out with my friends and I love them and it's so important, and I feel friendships definitely tend to last longer than romances do anyway. So it's wouldn't you want to have a solid foundation for that,
Yeah,
kind of thing? So
definitely.
So I mean, yeah, I was that's how Raven and I are. We're always there for each other, no matter what.
Yeah,
That's really sweet.
It's so important, especially because being young or in your early 20s, it's romantic relationships come and go, but the relationships that are lasting and that that mean the most is your friendships. It's I feel my friends, I can tell them anything,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just thinking about that, I'm yeah, I don't think that we really keep anything from each other. Just thinking about that, I'm yeah.
Yeah, so. It's especially date and you have that trust there, and when you're dating, I don't know, building a trust with someone you're dating takes a long time before you're ready to open up and feel you can tell them anything or whatever. Where your friendships is if shit goes down in my life, the first person I call is G,
True, confirmed. Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's yeah, I know so many people that kind of abandon their friends when they get into relationships, and that's that's dangerous, because what if the person turns out to be this really shitty person, and then you're stuck with no support or someone to talk to outside of that, and yeah, so it's just, yeah, more people should place importance on that kind of love.
Definitely.
So yeah, but definitely hear that all the time, oh, when are you gonna find a partner? Oh, great. I'm good.
Yeah. Totally.
We're just here going to shows and hanging out and stuff. That's all we care
Yeah.
about. Well,
yeah, the ideal.
Yeah, or placing a side note, placing a lot of importance on heteronormative love.
Yeah.
something that like is also worrisome. Like I'm always like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, oh, actually I have a girlfriend, but
Yeah.
you know,
That's
kind of
always
thing.
one of the first things they ask too. It's like,
Yeah.
it's always like, oh, where's your boyfriend? Or, oh, do you have a boyfriend? It's like, nowadays I feel like normalizing asking like, oh, where's your partner? Or,
Yeah. Totally.
kind of making it like no gender,
Yeah.
focus in a sense.
And yeah, and the same with like pronouns, which I'm trying like personally to like get better at too, is just being like, don't just assume someone's pronouns, like, just use neutral or use like they, them until they tell you.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, that's the same. Like I definitely, people just assume like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
And then I have this, if it's like a guy asking like, where's your boyfriend? You're like, if I say I don't have one, is it going to be creepy? Or like, I do, I mean.
You're like, he's over there somewhere.
Yeah.
Big group over there. Whichever guy you think it is.
All right.
He's over at the bar. Like,
That sucks. I
you
hate that.
Oh my God.
I know. You have this constant, like, you have to just be, like, not sure all the time and be careful, which is really exhausting, for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Yeah, always exhausting. And then
Especially
yeah,
like in the scene, I mean, well, we saw it a lot this year too with like Burger Records and just kind of like what went on with that. It's really eye-opening to see just how many people have a story with, men and just people in general who have been terrible to them. And having a support system like your friends is really important at shows and, in that environment and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Which is like another, like, I'm up to being in a band with anyone. It doesn't matter. But the way it worked out with being in a band with two women is just like, is just so important to me on so many levels. Where it's like, it doesn't matter the gender or whatever, but just all of us having like the same, like similar experiences in life and knowing like when we all go to shows or when we're on tour, like we have like an understanding of like we stick together. Like if like anyone needs to go outside or go for a walk or something, we like tell each other where we're going. Like it's just like really nice that everyone is just like on the same page without even having to discuss it really, where it's like a lot of times if you're in a band, like I've been in bands with men before that are just like, they don't think about that shit, or like they don't think like, oh, like I maybe shouldn't leave her alone at night. Like I don't know, like they don't think that I would, like they just think I'm comfortable no matter what,
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think men really understand that. I remember seeing a while ago, it was like floating around Twitter, and it was like a list of things that like women think about when they go out versus like things that like men think about, and it was like nothing on their side, and it was like on our side, okay, I have my hair up, like can they grab it, like okay, I have my keys in my hand, like where is my car parked, like is it parked in a safe area, like am I walking in a wallet area, like it was all these different things.
Definitely, yeah, and it feels really good to just like be with like my bandmates when I just know like we're all looking out for each other, like we're all aware of it,
Yeah.
support system. Platonic love.
Absolute fucking unit right here.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's definitely, like, if you don't, like, for men, like, they don't have to worry about these things, so it just kind of, like never occurs to them, I think. Like, the same with, like problems that, like queer people have, and then, like, the straight people, like, don't think of those certain things, and, like, you have to, like, experience it to, like, really, like, get a grasp of
Understand,
like,
and
what's going on, kind of thing. So
Definitely.
yeah, that's life, I guess. But I mean, I'm glad that things are like changing, evolving, I think, in a way that like people are becoming more aware of things that are happening to people outside of their bubble.
Mm-hmm.
They're like becoming more like tolerant of things and wanting to like do better and learn, like how you're saying with like pronouns. And I think that people like really want to like learn about it, or like, we say like, oh, if you have like questions on like certain things, like how is like transgender like awareness week, or like you have questions on like, this or that, we're happy to try to help and like learn ourselves. But I think people are willing to try at least. So that's
for sure.
But yeah, for sure. Went off on that whole tangent, but this is like important stuff to talk about. I think that people like want to hear it or want to talk about it. And
And it's everyone, like we were all raised in the same society, like everyone is still learning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly. Learn something new every day. See, learning about you guys today. So
our journeys.
Yes, exactly. So Carmen music video, I really liked that. I thought that was fun. Bunch of Carmen Sandiegos and a Where's Waldo.
He made it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. What was it? I remember Lexi was like, I have this idea for a music video. And she immediately forgot about it, apparently. But yeah, so I was like, ooh, this might be cool. So I don't know. I think pretty visually when I listen to our stuff. So I just literally went through the music, imagined this whole crazy bike chase. And yeah, that happened. It was really fun too.
Yeah, I think my idea was like, what if it's like Carmen Sandiego and Waldo from Where's Waldo are dating? And that was like the end of my idea. And then G was like, here's what we're going to do.
We just leveled it up. I know.
And she like, our friend Anne like filmed it, but G directed it and like wrote the whole video and like, and edited it and everything, and it came out so good. And
yeah, my other passion, editing, graphic design. Kidding, but yeah, we love a good music video.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was. I was like, this is so cool. And like, did you all like? How'd you like have the matching like stuff? Did you just like go out with like we're gonna all find like matching berets and like?
Well, yes.
I didn't. Okay, Carmen Sandiego wears like a big old hat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look stupid in a big hat. I don't want to wear a big hat. I'm not gonna look good.
We had the 2020 all that basically. But.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, I don't want to wear a big hat. Like, I don't know. I had like an existential crisis about it. And G was like, just wear, or instead of wearing like, she's like, just do like your own spin on it and just wear like a, kind of like wearing berets. She's like, just wear a beret and like a red leather jacket instead. And I was like, that's a great idea. And then I was like, and then you guys have to wear berets that match. And so I like ordered us all matching berets.
I know, we all had matching clothes.
And I went and got us all like matching scarves, which is like my dream. My dream is to just like dress up my friends and like treat them like they're like my dolls or something.
News to me. Kidding.
So cute.
It was really funny when we were filming. There were just all these random people that were just like, Waldo, what's up? Because like our Waldo, Matt, would just bike along, and he's also extremely tall. So this tall giant Waldo would just bike my neighborhood streets, and all these neighboring bystanders would be like, Waldo, we found you. It was so funny.
And I was like, is the Carmen Sandiego thing gonna come across? Because I'm like wearing not really wearing what she actually wears. And then one person was like, hey, it's Waldo and Carmen Sandiego. And I was like, okay, tight.
Yeah, like straight up. We were like, okay, this reads very well. Good.
And it's like very catchy too. Like I feel like when I was like listening to the songs and stuff like that, and then I was like just trying to go about my day, and all of a sudden it would like pop into my head like I wanted to be your Carmen Sandiego, and I'm like, stuck in my head.
Thank you.
But yes, well done. Yes. And I think it's like something that I think stood out to me about like just the song in general is how like I feel like people are kind of not necessarily like obsessed with like a happy ending, but kind of like they want things to like be tied together with like a bow, and then you're saying like we're not meant to be, like but that's okay, like it's gonna be okay. And I think that like in a way that's really comforting, because I like people like want things to work out so badly, and like, you know, like with the whole premise of Carmen, like not changing yourself for someone else, and you know, because they want you to be a certain way, and it's like it's okay if it doesn't work out, like
yeah. And that's kind of what I wrote this song. I wrote it about like my first like serious boyfriend in college, where it was like I think we're supposed to be like, oh, a relationship has to end because something big and bad happens. But really, I was just like, we started dating when I was like 18. I was like, I'm just like changing and growing so much. It's just like, I was like, there's no bad feelings. I just like literally we're just like not meant to be together. Yeah, and I think like a lot of times in our society, people aren't okay with that. They're like, you can only break up if someone's cheating on the other person. It's like you're not allowed to just be like, oh, we're not good as a couple anymore. Like we can just like not be together and still like respect each other and care about each other, you know?
yeah, exactly. It's kind of it's easier that way, or like you're both kind of, you know, talking about how things are going to work out, and you're better separate, and there's like no messiness to it, and just kind of going your separate ways, and like, okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be fine. I'll just write a song about it.
It's hard to do because like in my head I was like, oh, to break up something really bad has to happen. I can't just break up with someone because I don't want to be with them anymore. Like I didn't know that was like an option. Which sounds really dumb, but when you're young, it's like like it feels really wrong or something.
Like, they didn't cheat and everything's fine, but we're just like, you know, we're just not
like hanging out with you anymore. Like, like I don't know.
Yeah,
I have better things to do.
and she was just like, why is that ending happy? And I was like, because of the art, Mom. But, as you can tell, I took it really literally.
See? Why is the ending happy? People are like, I need a happy ending. But then like after the credits roll, and then you see like Waldo like getting back on his bike, and I'm thinking like, is he chasing after her? No. Or is he, I don't know. Or is he just like going somewhere else? Like,
Bike.
What's really funny is that, so we worked with my friend Anne to film it, and I was going through the film, and I didn't know she filmed that until afterwards. So I was just like, Anne, what the heck? This is awesome. And she was like, it felt right, and I was like really happy she got that shot.
I like it too.
Yeah.
she's like, oh, it's not over yet.
Yeah, see, I was like, oh, this is news to me. Okay.
That's great. And I'm like, I want to watch it again.
Aww.
So much.
Yeah, it's cute. I know, I'm like, you guys need to listen to this band, Suzie True. They're like super fun and like pop, but still like really punk and like, you know, different. But like, I feel like my music taste has gotten like mellowed out a little bit as I've gotten older, but like still has that like, I don't be like edgy, but like I hate that word because it's like so edgy. But like, yeah, like Like I love like Taco Cat is like one of my like favorite bands, and like more poppy sounding, but still like has, like I said, like has that edge. So I think that's why I really like gravitated toward your music. Like it's different, you know?
Well, heck.
I feel the same. I think when I first started the band, I like had a very pop vision for it. Like I feel like I was super influenced by that first Best Coast album.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, after being in a punk band, I was like, I want to write these like super pop, like kind of feel good songs. But the more I went with it, I was like, but I still have it in my heart where I want to play fast and hard.
And also I joined the band, so. Yeah.
Throw a random like something that nobody expects in like the middle of your set. And they're like,
you look up, there's young teens moshing, and you're like, okay, cool.
So that's literally all I want is just like young teens to like, because when I just think about being a young teen, just like wanting to just like dance,
fun, yeah,
have fun.
definitely. I feel like even before like this whole pandemic thing, like I feel like we always have other things on our mind that are like stressing us out, and to like be at a show and be in that moment and like just kind of forget like all the other things that are going on in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Support you.
Exactly.
It's like that's something that I definitely miss, because like you can be at home and like listening to a record or something like that, but it's like not necessarily the same as like being in the venue and like surrounded by your friends and like, you know, having your eardrums blown out by a speaker.
My like 2020 New Year's resolution was like, I'm gonna go to one show every week because I just like love being at shows so much. Looking through my shit when I moved recently, and I found my list of like every week, like here's the band I'm gonna see for 2020, and I was like,
oh
no.
You got a list?
Stop screaming.
Yeah.
I was like, you got a legitimate like list. Oh no.
I did. I was stoked on it because I was like, I don't go to enough shows. I need to go to more shows. I'm gonna go to one a week minimum.
Oh man, I feel like that was like our kind of thing, because we had like when 2020 first started, like I feel like I was planned out to like
we were like already overwhelmed at the amount of shows we had planned. Like
nice.
Everything, I was like crossing everything.
Now it's like
calendar. It's all blacked out, and like just like them emailing you like, oh, we're refunding your ticket. And I was like, okay.
Oh.
Just that feeling of like that. But
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I did see like, speaking of Best Coast, I saw them once. They were oh my gosh, what tour was it? It was Paramore and Best Coast 2 years ago or something like that, and I was like, this band is so fun. So
yeah, that first album they came out with, I was in high school, and I just would like listen to it like every day 5 times in a row. Like I was just like obsessed with it. I don't know. It's so good. And it holds up too. It's so good.
I was like, hey, that happens, you know. That's like you listen to music. Oh no, you really listen to me.
Oh, my boyfriend makes fun of me because when I listen to a song, I like just want to listen to it like 10 times in a row. Like I can't I just want to hear it again, and I don't know. Maybe it's like my addictive personality. But
because I'm a Libra, so I'm like, it's the Libra in
me
me.
too.
Oh really? When's your birthday?
October 1st.
Oh, I'm September 28th.
Oh my god. I didn't even think about that being a Libra thing.
That's it, and like all those Instagram like Libra memes and stuff, and I'm like, that's so me.
That's so funny.
Small world.
What's your sign, Raven?
I'm Aquarius.
Oh, Aaron.
I'm just here like, I can't breathe. How are you gonna breathe with no air? The air is laughing. Upsetting. I love Libras and Aquarius as well, so We're chilling.
Yeah, she loves air signs. She
All
can't
good.
get enough of us.
I can't get enough. This is our relationship in a nutshell, basically.
So cute. I love this, like, I love when, like, you can tell, like, the friendship is, like, so strong and, like, you know, it's like, I don't know if I like this person, but I'm gonna, like, pretend that I like them for, like, interview's sake or, like, something like that. But, like, you can, you know, like, sense, like, the friendship,
Yeah.
the love.
I've always known, like, I don't want to be in a band unless I'm in a band with, like, my best friends. Like, I was like, that's how bands should be. Like, I don't know if that's, like, an innocent view of the world, but you should be in a band with your best friends, just like Josie and the
It's so much
Pussycats.
more fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes,
About Josie and the Pussycats, because I saw like the Drunk Dial Records thing, and it said like you guys are gonna like record a Josie and the Pussycats song. So I was like, oh, what song are we doing?
Yeah, they're putting together a cover compilation of bands covering fictional bands.
Mm.
And I was like, it's time, finally. What I've been waiting for. So yeah, we're gonna do 3 Small Words by Josie.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited. I like
I love it.
that movie so much. Like and everyone like always thought it was so dumb, but I'm like, but it's so good.
It's
Like,
so good. I just watched it like 2 months ago. I watch it like twice a year. It's just a feel good movie. It brings up my spirits.
it also holds up.
It holds up. It's so good.
Really well, actually.
And it's so relevant. Like the whole movie just being about like selling out and like all that shit. Like it's so relevant. Like 20 years later, it's such a good.
subliminal messages.
Yeah.
With the headphones.
Orange is the new pink.
All-star cast, excellent songs.
I'm saying tour de jour is gonna happen for 2020 because that's what we're naming our tour. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Seth Green. I'm like, yo.
Oh my gosh, that whole like opening scene where they're fighting on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wiggity whack.
I need all of their pants, all of them. Right.
Oh, they're so good.
Their looks are so good.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. Yeah, it was such a good movie, and like people are like, oh, that's just like a dumb comedy. It's like, no, it has like a cult following. It's a thing. People love it. It has like an amazing soundtrack. Like I remember every song. Like it was yesterday. I was like,
Letters to Cleo, the singer of Letters to Cleo, sang.
mhm. Love it. And Letters to Cleo is great too. That makes me think of like 10 Things I Hate About You and like also
Keep
Parks
going.
and Rec.
Parks and Rec, oh my gosh.
Ben was obsessed with Letters to Cleo.
I don't even remember that. I'm trying.
Whenever he had like his breakdown, and he had like his Letters to Cleo like shirt.
Damn.
Like, I watch Parks and Rec too much.
You watch it a lot. I'm the same way with The Office, so it's fine.
Just calling you out. Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like,
we're gonna be friends.
Yes, I love The Office.
It's funny because my other background is Michael Scott's Office, and like sometimes my coworkers are just like they don't catch on till like the end, and they're like, "No fucking way!" And I'm like, "If you know, you know." Sorry about it.
It's like, how do you not know?
I know, right? This is clearly fake. This man hasn't moved in so long.
I love both of your like walls. Like
Oh my
you
wall.
have like the Fat Wreck chords poster.
Oh, cute.
You have like a pillow of like a hearse or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's so dope.
I didn't even see that. Okay, I was transfixed
Oh
on
my,
your
this is only
coffin.
Against Me wall. I have like it's all Laura.
Oh yeah, she's a very big against me.
Oh my
shit.
God, I love that.
Talk to Lexi.
I love you.
This whole half is all Against Me of my room.
So dope.
So
Nice.
we have our decor.
Just
But
pop punk things. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's all I've like really ever known. Like I've had like interests where I'm like, yeah, I like that, but then like when music or like punk music like came along, I was like, no, this is like my thing. You know.
Yeah.
For sure. I feel the same. I feel like when I was a kid, like my mom and dad would just play like, I don't know, 90s R&B or like Spanish music or just like stuff where I was like, whatever, I don't care about this. And then like my dad put on like Blink 182 or something in like the 90s and I was like, this, I love it. What is it?
Baby Lexi, that's so cute. With the
And
exact
then
same haircut.
video, like my parents had MTV on that video where they're all running naked through the
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
I
was, like,
got
I was like
those.
6 years old and I was like, hot. I was like, this music is good, and why are these why are these men covered in pictures all over their body, and like why am I
So in this interview, we'll uncover deep, hidden core traumas.
yeah, that was
So is that like your like
That
introduction
was a
to
turning
like
point.
was that like your introduction to like pop punk or like
yeah, probably my parents would just like always have MTV on, and that was the first thing I saw, and I was like, this is so good, I love it. Like, sorry, I'm plugging in my computer.
I don't know, like where's she going? Is she like
Oh, I know.
My laptop was dying. I need to go to the charger. But yeah, that was the first, I guess, like pop punk music I heard, and then like I was also attracted to them. My first crush. That and like Sum 41.
Oh my gosh, Kaden.
Loved Sum 41. That was
like no, because I would have this weird like it's recently I would have this like reoccurring dream about Derek Whibley, and I don't know why. Why is this happening
But
to
did
me?
he like ask you for your phone number, like something? It was like something really random. But then like after that, we kept seeing them pop up everywhere, like on
like,
Facebook or
that's
Instagram. Like they
weird.
kept popping up.
And I'm like, I'd never been attracted to Derek Whibley, like ever.
when I was a kid, I saw like again on MTV like a Sum 41 video, and I was like, I'm attracted to him. And then I got older, and then I was like, no.
like, no.
I think it was just like as a kid, I was like he had like spiky hair or something, and I thought that was cool.
That was so cool back in the day. Like anybody that had like the spiky, like the tall spiky hair, you're like, that was so
And the
cool.
fashion.
Yeah, exactly. It was more like,
Tears.
and that they're playing music. I was like, that's
Okay, y'all, I had to do research because I have no idea what Derek Whibley looks like. First of all, his name is spelled so, like... Anyway, I can't talk because my name's
Yeah.
also weird.
I saw Sum 41 at Warped Tour in like 2010, and at that point he was washed up. So he was already washed up in 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had it for a little bit.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't fun.
I was like, yeah, they still sound the same. Yeah, I saw them at Warped Tour too, and I was like, yeah, this is like so nostalgic right now. Like takes me back to like when they're playing in like the empty like
empty bowl.
pool.
Yeah.
I was at the Warped Tour in Ventura. Were we maybe at the same Warped Tour?
Oh my
thing?
Yeah,
God.
I always went to the probably we're probably there.
Oh my gosh.
It just says a
That's
lot
so
about us.
I saw
All of us going
so
on the
many-
same Warped Tour.
Literally every time I drive by the Ventura Fairgrounds, I'm like, Warped Tour 2008, 2009.
Yes, like oh my gosh,
War medals.
and so many. I think that kind of like where you're introduced to like you go there for a specific band, but then you end up like accidentally seeing all these other bands that you end up like falling in love with, and it's just
Yeah. I was such a nerd. I would like bring a notebook to like write down, because I didn't have a fucking phone. I would like bring a notebook to like write down all the band names. So I'm like, ooh, like I didn't get to see this band, but they looked really cool. So I'm like write down their names so I could check them out later on MySpace.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was truly an H tweet right there. Oh my god.
Yes, MySpace. So great. I was like trying to log into mine because I don't remember like what email or like anything that I used, and like let me log in. Kind of like I could see my old playlists and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is
This
it's like
happened.
like Paramore and Bayside and like just a bunch of old emo-y stuff.
Oh, God, I love it. I love it. I loved Bayside so much. There was like in my middle school, there was like no like there was only like maybe like 5 like skater or punk kids, and I had a crush on one of them. And he had like 5 different Bayside shirts he would wear like throughout the week. Like I would just like watch him and be like, I need to like figure out what Bayside. I like didn't like realize it was a band. I was like, maybe it's a skate brand like Volcom or something.
Oh my god. Volcom. Yikes.
And then I was like, no, it's Bayside. And then I realized I loved them.
You're like, I love them more than I love you.
Write a song about it.
You're like, I'm gonna be in a band, and and it's fine. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, so nostalgic just thinking back, like how we got to this point in our lives, or like
Grown up emo kids.
Yes.
Actually. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
it never goes away. Just
It
always.
never goes away. And you can always tell, like people, or I feel like a lot of my friends who are emos, just gonna say emos, they like try to be normal or whatever, but like the second any like blink comes on, we just like, like my cam comes on, or they see my shirt, I'm like.
Literally the first time that G came to my house to practice, like I had met her at a show before, and then she came to my house and she was wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt and a leather jacket, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, we have to be friends.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how did you both meet? Like,
Suzie True, we had like my ex played guitar for us for a second for some shows, and then this other guy played guitar for us for a few shows, and it was at one of those shows and Punk Crush was playing.
Yeah.
Together,
It was like last minute too. Or we got added onto the bill pretty late, Lexi. And then you guys got on like last minute or something.
Added us to the bill like the day before because the band dropped.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can you play a show tomorrow? And I was like, yeah.
And I drove 2 hours. That's how California works, apparently.
Yeah. In LA, we drove like 2 hours.
For sure. It was fun though. I like that place a lot.
Yeah, and then I like.
Oh yeah. And then I got like, I think we met or we talked, and then I got a Suzie True pin that I wore forever after that. And it's a little heart that says Suzie True. So people would be like coming up to me randomly being like, "Sup, Suzie?" And I'm like, okay. So it was ironic that I was wearing this pin around the whole time. And then later on, I wasn't on Instagram, but my roommate was like, hey, I heard Suzie True's looking for a guitarist, you should apply. So I re-downloaded Instagram just to DM Lexi and be like, sup? And now, here we are.
Yeah, I was like, when I saw Punk Crush, I was just like I remember I was like standing in the front, and it was like on Scott Pilgrim when Knives Chow sees the bottom for the first time, and like the whole room like narrows in, and I was like, you guys are so good. And then I gave G a pin, and then it all worked out.
Yeah. And then she trapped me.
I trapped her, yeah.
Cuffing
I
season.
entered my house and locked the door and said, let's play.
Actually true, though.
that's
So,
what
true story.
her background.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually still at Lexi's house. I've been here for the past 3 years. Help me.
True.
Like, what did I walk in on?
Talking about sleepovers.
Anytime anytime Sarah and I go to Lexi's house, to go to the door and just lock it. To be like, we're gonna play. I do love a good sleepover though.
Yeah, definitely. Aw. I'm just thinking back, like reminiscing.
Seems so long ago.
I think
I know.
I keep wanting to make them sleep over at my house because I miss Torch so much.
It's understandable.
Definitely. I guess we'll see what happens next year.
Mm-hmm. It's weird because you just won't know until stuff happens.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, just go with it.
Yeah.
There's
literally-
stay-at-home order starts today, but
Mhm.
we'll see.
Catch me outside.
Between the hours of 10 and 5.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lexi, what were you gonna say? I feel like I cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. I don't remember. It's something like there's no. I think it's hard because in the past it would be like, okay, I work my shitty day job, but in 2 months we're gonna go on tour and I have this thing to look forward to. But now it's like we don't know when that's gonna happen. It could be in 2021, or it could be in 2021. It could be in fucking 2022. Like we have no way of knowing, and that's kind of like what makes it hard too. Because it's like you don't have it to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah. And like what we've been kind of gathering from people that we've talked to too, like tours are planned so far in advance, and it's like you can't do that because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the venues are still going to be there. Like there's so many different things that can change over time, and it's been really hard for people to even gauge when they can even start doing stuff.
For sure.
That's what I think about. I'm like, I hope when like this all kind of clears up somewhat, like there's still places to like go see music.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
I know.
At least the places that we like, because we like the small little like.
I know. If Alex's bar
Bar.
closes, I'm gonna cry. Like that's the one that I'm like holding on for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, buying shirts and like trying to like keep things afloat, you know, and it's
Yeah.
you know, but I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen but definitely like that whole like something to look forward to, because I feel like we like planned it out like that too. Like we worked our work week or however, but then like I have this time off to go see like this show, and that's like my redeeming thing and something to look forward to. And it's like, damn, what do I like?
Yeah, exactly.
What do I do? Who am I? Yeah.
I know. Now when I like talk to like friends and stuff, like I just saw a friend I think a couple weeks ago, and we like make a joke. We're like, okay, talk to you next month, so we have things to like talk about.
Damn.
Yeah, and it's like
That's sad.
we started practicing again, and like we all get, thankfully like in LA it's so testing is so accessible and it's free. So like we started practicing again, and we all get tested every week because I think for like our mental health, it is like it helps so much to at least have practice to look forward to, you know, like if not every week, at least like every other week or something. It's like in place of shows, having practice has been like what has been saving like my mental health, I feel like.
Yeah, because you're still playing. It's just it's not the usual environment, but it still at least gives you that outlet to, you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like some sense of normalcy, because if not, it's like you're just like working, or just like each day just feels like you have nothing to look forward to. It's like you have to give yourself little things to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
I feel like that's also why we started this, because it's like gives us a chance to like, you know, not only like make a contribution in our like own way to like talk to bands and that maybe like aren't getting like I said, the recognition they deserve, or like the spotlight or something like that, but also like gives us something to look forward to. Like, oh, we have like we're talking to Suzie True today. Like that's something to like, you know, think about, or like, you know, mentally kind of like prepare for, as opposed to like I'm just gonna sit on my couch and like
Watch The
Do that.
Office for the 11th time.
Yeah, for sure. I am there. But it's okay too.
Yeah.
Whatever you gotta do to get through, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you start doing this over quarantine?
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Cool.
It's only, I think it was it yesterday? Like, we've only,
Our month anniversary.
I think we only
Nice.
posted like a month ago or started the Instagram like a month ago. We've only had the website for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. It hasn't been very
Wow.
long.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But
Wait,
it's been fun.
is it a Libra? Is your little thing or did it start during Libra season?
Was it during Libra season that we started? What's the like cutoff date for Libra?
It was October 20th. Is that a Libra? Like, when's Libra cut
What's
off?
the
Yeah, it's Libra.
is that Libra? Oh my
That's cute.
Yes.
god.
Our
nice.
going to be a Sagittarius, which I'm like, okay.
Hey, no, you love it. She's spicy, dude.
No, I do have Sagittariuses that I love, but okay, one Sagittarius left a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, no.
to be shown in the next album. I know.
It's fine. I have wonderful Sagittarius friends.
Great.
Yeah. Like,
Look
we
at
had
the way
talked about doing this for a while, and we've had like other friends start projects during quarantine, like podcasts and stuff like that. And I think the more we talked about it and the more like we found that other friends were like, oh my gosh, yeah, you should go for it. We were just like, all right, we're gonna do this. So we like started the Instagram like late one night. We're like, all right, we're official. And then we're like, well, now what do we do?
What do we do? People are expecting things from us.
Once you have an Instagram, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what makes it all official. That you're like, okay,
Exactly.
it's the real deal.
We're on Instagram. I know, exactly. We don't have a website, but we have
Not even the website. Yeah, no, the Instagram is what matters.
It's true, though. I don't know.
It at least like kind of holds you accountable.
Yeah, for sure.
I just remember people were like, we're so excited to like see what you guys are doing, and we're like, what do they expect from us? Like, I'm a little worried, but like
Fair enough.
Yeah, for the most part, we like are figuring it out as we.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's been good so far, and we have a bunch of stuff coming up that's pretty cool. So it's exciting.
Cool.
That's awesome. Excited to see. I want to ask, but
I think we're putting this one out on Wednesday because we wanted to put it out before the album comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And I try to organize it. I'm like, no, we have to put Suzie True out before the 27th.
Mm-hmm.
We have a calendar to adhere to, guys.
Oh, is it just you guys, or are there more people?
It's one of our other friends, but she couldn't be on here this morning because she's not feeling great.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, it's just
our drummer too, Sarah.
Yeah,
Sarah. I'm just kidding. It's okay.
We'll put like a honorable mention.
Oh, I know.
Cut out or
like
something.
A little Sarah. I could just post a photo of her as my background. 1 second.
I love singing and drumming.
Is that your impression of Sarah? Oh my god.
I love my Sarah puppet.
Oh.
Like, are you really looking for a picture?
I know. I was like,
Listen, maybe.
It looked like you were looking, and I was like, "Is she really looking?" Like, put up a picture.
You just like when you're like on Zoom or whatever, and you see other people's eyes are just like moving around, and you're like, "You're shopping right now." I know you're shopping right now.
We do it all the time. Sometimes I forget that like I have the Zoom screen on, and I'll just like start doing stuff.
Oh yeah. No, same. It's okay. And then your boss is like,
I'm like, Raven, what are you doing? She's like, huh?
See, like, my eyes
Huh?
moving. I think I was playing like Animal Crossing too during one of our Zooms. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just like looking down at my Switch.
that's so funny.
Like, okay, bye. I guess we're not talking. It's fine. Oh man. Anyway, I'm like, where are we going with this?
I know. I think.
Great. Oh yeah. So you describe Suzie True as like crybaby pop. So like, do you have any like favorite, like, I don't want to say like whiny songs or like albums that you that you like?
I love whiny music. It's all I know how to do. It's all I know.
Drip feed, whiny music.
I'm trying to think now. I don't know. G, can you come up with any whiny music?
Honestly, the only real whining music where I'm like, this fool is whining is probably Blink for me. Or actually, maybe sometimes My Chem, but I like it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I love it.
Any like classic emo music, I think I'm like, all right, he sounds like this, but it makes me feel something, so it's okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Whiny. I feel hesitant to say any band because I don't want it to sound like it's a negative thing. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm fine being like, I think our music is whiny. I enjoy that. I enjoy whininess, but I think some people connotate it.
I enjoy whininess.
You don't say anything bad, I swear.
I think I brought it up already, but I feel like people will say that first Best Coast album is whiny, and that was like quite influential. Trying to think. I don't know. I guess whiny could be construed as like any. I don't know if it's like the tone of voice or is it like the content.
I guess it could be either. Like, definitely when I think of like how like G said like Blink, I think of like Tom being whiny like with his voice. But then like also like lyrical content can definitely like, so it can be however you like perceive it.
You know, I loved like one of my favorite bands growing up, and I still love them, is Motion City Soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
Kind of whiny. I also like loved the Wonder. Used to love the Wonder Years so much.
Yes. Just like anyway.
I like can't get into their like new stuff. That album, The Upsides or whatever, that came out. And oh my god!
We're just gonna block my face. We're not gonna talk about it.
Right.
She's even spit. It's okay. It's
oh
a
my
good
god.
Now she's here.
She looks like an editorial like magazine ad or something. She looks like airbrushed.
Interesting. Anyways, this is our drummer, Sarah.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
All right. This is fine.
I love it. Staring into my soul.
Yeah, it's truly a smize, right? Like that. What is it? That blue steel? It's blue steel.
Oh, blue steel. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel that.
Thank you. Anyways, sorry to interrupt anything that was happening. Also, our bad relationship dynamic.
She has her nails painted, which really threw me off. I was like, what's on her finger?
What's on her finger?
Yeah, it's a great photo. I'm sure she'll love it.
I hope so. It's recording.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
So Raven, did you have any other questions?
I think that's it. I know we talked about, what your favorite songs are on the new album, but we kind of ask this of every band if like you have certain songs that you would use to like describe yourselves to people, like if they were to listen to you for the first time, like what would they be?
Huh. You know what's really funny is that, well, I mean, I love this album dearly. It'd probably be new songs.
Like,
Secret. Unrecorded, off the script. I mean, it's just that, like, our music sound is evolving so quickly that it's hard to, like, the same way that Nothing to You, was the first phase, and this new album is the next phase, and our stuff that we're working now is like the most accurate thing I think that describes us.
Yeah.
But off the album, maybe I know.
I feel like I think maybe it's why we chose Toothache as a single. It's just in general like a good example of like, our sound.
Nice.
It is hard though. It's like the kind of thing where we did it so long ago where we're already like, yeah, our album's coming out, but you just wait.
I know, every time. That's just the cycle. I think for me, I'd have to say song 16 live. So like, I guess basically that song recorded, but much, much faster. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So where, like, for the people watching, like, where can we find you all, like your socials and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we have, Instagram, Twitter. It's, I think, Suzie True Band. Yeah.
Right on.
Cool.
Short and sweet.
Thank you so much for doing this and taking the time and talking. Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Yeah, this was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got all three of us.
We did, yes, we managed to get all three.
We truly did.
Always love like learning new things about bands and just people in general, like in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Sure. What you guys are doing is awesome. Thank you so much for doing it.
Well, thank you.
I'm like, my heart. But yes, and then we don't want G to be late for her appointment.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Well, yeah, it should come out on Wednesday, and we'll tag you guys and all that fun stuff. So,
Yay! Cool.
yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much.